Hello, welcome to the Roundhouse podcast with Paul Sollentrop of Wichita State University Strategic Communications. Our guests today are Wichita State baseball players Jordan Rogers and Caden Favors. Shockers open the season on Friday at Long Beach State. Jordan Rogers is a sophomore outfielder. He is from Robinson, Texas. He started 34 games in 2022 as a redshirt freshman, hit .307 with 9 doubles. Caden Favors is a junior left-handed pitcher. He is from Midwest City, Oklahoma. Caden went 2-1 with a 2.82 ERA last season, started 6 games and appeared in 23. So Caden, we're 3 days away from the opening series going out to Long Beach, California. Just give us a check, describe where people are at kind of physically, mentally as you're almost to the big day.
I think everyone's just ready to get going. You know, it's fun playing against each other. You see each other every day, but for the most part everyone's wanting to kick the other team's butt and, get going.
Jordan, how about you as a position player? Is it different? How are you? Where are you guys in the process of ramping up to Friday?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Caden. I think at this point, I feel like we all have put in the work and we're just ready to go.
Putting in the work, that was going to be my next question, because baseball kind of has a unique calendar where you're here in the fall and then you leave for 3 or 4 weeks, go home, holidays, Christmas, New Year's, lots of food, lots of temptations, and then you come back and you want to be in your best shape, but that's not always easy. Jordan, where do you find the motivation to really keep working hard while you're home?
It's a privilege to be doing what we're doing here, playing Division I baseball. So, every night I just think about how I'm very thankful for this opportunity, and I don't want to let it go to waste. And so, when I go back home, it's just like, how much do I want this? And each day I try to get better than the day I was before. And yeah, that's typically like my mindset going through the holidays. How bad do I want it?
So Caden, for a pitcher, might be a little more, you've got to find somebody to catch, you've got to find a mound to throw off. I guess that's easier these days because there are so many indoor facilities. What's the routine for a pitcher maybe during those 3 or 4 weeks over the holidays?
Well, I know for me that I have a place to train. It's only, 30 minutes away from home, but I go there every day, and I really prioritize baseball. I'd love to be a student athlete first, but I will say baseball is my main focus, and I just, really prioritize trying to be the best that I can. I chase perfection even when it's not attainable, which is, hard. You want to be perfect as a pitcher, but, I just try to keep, working every day.
So the Shockers will be leaving Wednesday, I believe, is that right?
Yes, sir.
To fly out to play at Long Beach State. Jordan, what's the most important item you've got on that plane ride to keep you comfortable? Are you a neck pillow guy? Do you have your earbuds? How do you survive a long plane trip?
I'd say the biggest thing you have to have is a pair of headphones. For me, I love listening to music, and whenever I get tired of listening to music, I switch over to Netflix and start watching some Netflix series just to keep me focused and ready to go.
What are you watching on Netflix?
I watch quite a bit of different things. Last year I would watch Stranger Things some, and then I'd watch this All-American show on Netflix. I usually try to keep it sport related, although Stranger Things isn't sport related. It's just, I don't know, I like it.
There was a lot of swimming in swimming pool scenes early in Stranger Things. Caden, how about you? You're getting on the plane. What do you have? Snacks? What's important to get you through that 4 or 5 hours?
You always have to have snacks. I'm a big candy guy, but I would agree with Jordan. I would say my headphones are my most important thing. You got to make sure they're charged the night before. If not, you're going to be listening to the wind while you're up in the air. So.
Do you have a go-to podcast, TV show that you watch when you get on a plane?
While we're sitting in the airport, I do listen to some podcasts. I like listening to the Pitching Ninja podcast, see what the big league guys are doing, kind of see their perspective on the mental side of things, and, see if I can pick anything up from them. But while I'm on the plane, I normally just listen to music or play games, and then if I have a movie downloaded, then I'll watch the movie, but for the most part, just kind of listen to music.
Who are the Pitching Ninjas?
It's a podcast / YouTube channel. The Pitching Ninja Show is, I want to say his name's, I can't even think of his name actually, but he has a bunch of big league guys on, like Logan Webb was on. He had Shane Bieber, so just a bunch of big name guys. I think it's getting to be, pretty well known. So,
Jordan, tell us about the time and maybe it was a moment, maybe it was a period of time when you fell in love with the sport of baseball and said, this is what I want to be doing, this is my deal.
I would say, realistically, probably like the 6th or 7th grade. Because my whole life I was growing up playing basketball, football, and baseball. So at the time, like I never knew like which one I wanted to like pursue as I got older. And so whenever I got to middle school, like it kind of came obvious that like baseball like would be my best option. Like basketball, I love basketball so much, but obviously like you gotta be like really tall, and I wasn't able to do that. So yeah, baseball kind of caught my eye when I was in the 6th or 7th grade.
What was it about the sport that grabbed you?
For me, it was just it took my mind off things. Back at home, like back in the hometown, I was able to like escape reality a little bit. And whenever I'm on the baseball field, I just feel like at peace and like I'm just doing something that I love.
Now, you played other sports in high school, football, right? You were a receiver. What's the advantage of a high school student being a multi-sport athlete? That always seems to be a good discussion, specializing versus playing multi-sports. What do you think about that issue?
I think it's a big thing. I mean, you're working on a bunch of different like hand-eye coordinations that like go with baseball. And when you're playing football, like I was a receiver, like you said, and whenever I transitioned from the infield to the outfield here, Wichita, it felt easy for me because it reminded me of like going to catch a pass from a quarterback, like tracking the ball. So like for that reason, that kind of helped me a lot.
So some carryover skills. Caden, how about you? When did you fall in love with baseball?
I mean, I probably when I was 6 or 7. I didn't really play any other sports. I would say I'm not gonna say I'm not athletic, but I would say that I am a little bit behind most of the other guys. I just remember growing up playing catch with my dad in the front yard, and I wanted to be a first baseman growing up, but my dad saw that, I'm a left-handed pitcher, and he kind of told me that that's where the money's going to be, or that's where I have a future at, and so I took it serious. I remember we'd play catch out in the front yard, and then I'd pitch to him, and you'd go over the bottom of the 9th, bases loaded, 2 outs, and you'd strike the guy out, and you win the World Series kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
Did your dad play baseball?
for a little bit, but he didn't really carry it on through high school. He was kind of like me. He's not super athletic, so he didn't have pitching going for him like I did.
So when the position players tease the pitchers about not being real athletes, you've just kind of got to say, yeah, there's something to that.
I mean, I like to think that I can hang with them, but I probably wouldn't be able to hit a fastball or even sit on a curveball. I'd probably bail out. So
Those are difficult things to do. Jordan, hit us with a newcomer that fans should keep an eye on as the season's getting rolling.
I would say Garrett Pennington. In the fall, I mean, he was tearing it up. Big power guy, big contact guy. And whenever we came back to the spring or past winter break, he was still tearing it up. Like you can tell he's putting in the work, taking it serious, and it's going to be a guy who we can rely on in the spring.
Garrett is a first baseman, transfer from University of Central Missouri, which is a great Division II program. So yeah, I'm familiar with Garrett. Heard good things about him. Caden, how about you? Who's a newcomer that's maybe stood out to you that fans should know about?
I would probably say Jack Little. I see him as a potential to be like Brock, just taller. I mean, he has the speed like Brock. He shows glimpses of power like Brock, and I think he's just he goes all out and he loves baseball, and so he's going to be a really good really good fit here, and he's got a great guy to learn from.
I also heard a lot about Jack. He's a freshman infielder, played second base.
He can play outfield too.
Can play outfield really fast is
Yeah.
what people kept telling me about Jack Little. All right, two good ones. How about a returner who maybe improved a lot, who may be stepping into a larger role this season? Jordan, any names pop to mind there?
I would say Chuck Ingram. Like he had a good year last year, but like he's just like me. He wants to get better, and he doesn't want to be content with having just one good year. And like him and I both are very focused on having a better year than last year.
Chuck Ingram, yes, did have a great year last year. Outfielder from, I think he went to Rockhurst High. Am I remembering that
Yes,
right?
sir.
In Kansas City. Caden, how about you? Is there a returner who you think is maybe ready to step into a larger role that fans should know about?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with Jordan. Probably Chuck Ingram, because he, last year he struggled a little bit with hitting the off-speed pitch and kind of laying off of it. And this year in my eyes, he's shown improvement on not swinging at pitches that aren't the best.
Okay. Jordan, let's talk about last season. You're a redshirt freshman. You started off rough, and then in mid-May, maybe against a series against East Carolina. I guess I'll let you tell me when you started turning things around. But you hit 349 over the last probably 2 months of the season. You had a 10-game hitting streak, a 7-game hitting streak. What got you going?
For me, it was always keeping it simple. Coach Sirianni and I always talked about the saying KISS, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Like that actually helped me a lot. Just being able to be relaxed in the box and swing at pitches that I can hit, and I think that was for sure the turnaround point for me last year, by keeping it simple, putting the ball in play, let the defense try to make a play on it.
So, Jordan, you played outfield, you played some first base, ended up the year playing a lot in left field, and you can play other spots on the infield too. Do you enjoy that variety?
Oh yeah, I love it. Just being able to like not know where you're gonna play. Like every practice, I feel like I'm out somewhere different, and I find enjoyment in that. I think it's good for me. I think it's good for the team as well.
Do you have a favorite position?
I would say probably left field is my favorite, but like I said, I love them all. I try to play everywhere I can.
So, Caden, you're also a versatile person, fill a lot of different roles on this pitching staff. When I talked to pitching coach Mike Pelfrey earlier this week, he said Caden Favors is a guy who he could start, he could close, he could throw in long relief, all that kind of stuff. So, especially for a pitcher, is maybe different than a position player. That comes with a lot of demands. How do you prepare for all these possibilities?
I mean, personally, I really just, like Jordan said, keep it simple, stupid. Thinking can only hurt the team, in my opinion. Like for me, I like to go out there and pitch. I mean, it's the same game we've played since we were 6 years old, so I don't try to put any pressure on it. And whatever role I'm called upon, whether it's the opener or the closer or long relief, even starting if I need to, then that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I just go out there, I want to compete, and when they take the ball from me, I guess that's my time to give it up.
So when people hear baseball players say things like thinking is bad, I need to just keep it simple. Tell us a little bit more about that. What is overthinking? How does that hurt you?
For me personally, when I think, I tend to think about bad things. I just tend to think too much and try to put too much pressure on a spot. I was telling one of our freshmen, Michael Mulholland, he's going to be really good for us, but I just told him, I was like, if it's a fastball away, all you got to do is think fastball away. You've thrown it a million times. Don't think about, my mechanics are off, I'm pulling, I'm doing all this stuff. Like, just throw it to the spot, and for the most part, hitters are going to get themselves out.
Do you enjoy that part of it, mentoring, helping younger teammates?
I do. I'd like to stay, once I'm done with baseball, if I can't play anymore, I'd like to stay on the coaching side of it. But, I mean, it's fun just seeing the guys that you help or try to help, succeed and get better.
So, Caden, you started 6 games last season as the opener for Wichita State. Describe that role for people who might not be familiar with the opener.
The opener is someone who starts the game and goes 2 to 3 innings, and then they can do it again 1 or 2 days later. Last year, I did it back-to-back games against USF. And I think we might have won the first game. Second game kind of got a little bumpy. But, yeah, the opener is just basically a short relief guy to start the game, to give the ball to the starter, and hopefully the starter can carry it to the ninth or even finish the game.
Yeah, there can be all kinds of strategic reasons, I guess, flipping the other lineup and starting bullpen. Describe a little bit about what's the strategy behind the opener.
Basically just eat up some innings so that way the starter can treat like if I started and I went 3 innings, the starter could treat his first inning like it's the first inning of a game, and he's completely fresh, and then by the time his 5th or 6th inning would have rolled around, it would have been 7th or 8th for our team, and then we could have just handed it off to the closer.
Do you remember when they first approached you about being the opener, and what was your reaction?
The first time we did it was against Tulane on the Friday game, and I wasn't really sure. They told me go out there until we take the ball from you, and I remember I think I went 2 or 3 innings, and we handed it off to Kaminska, and we handed the ball off to Kaminska, and I think he ended up finishing the game, and I was just like, wow, like something clicked, we figured it out.
That was a good weekend series for the Shockers. Swept Tulane, so that got things off to a good start for Wichita State, definitely.
Yep.
Jordan, coaches love your positive energy. That's the way they describe that to me. Why is it important to contribute that enthusiasm to the team?
I mean, not too long ago we were just talking about having energy vampires. Like, you don't want to surround yourself with people who are like thinking like negative thoughts all the time. It just kind of like puts a wear on your team. And so, like me, I just love to be positive. And I think seeing the people around me, like I can see like it going to them. I just love doing that.
Have you always been like that? Is that a skill you had to learn?
Yeah, I would say it's my personality. Just be happy.
Okay, we're sitting in the classroom here at X Stadium, and up on the wall we've got 6 different Shocker jerseys. I know this is horrible because it's not a visual medium, but I'll give you a quick description. We've got black with the script Shockers. We've got gray with the Wichita State. We've got white Shockers. We've got another black with the Wichita State. We've got yellow Shockers, and we've got white pinstripe. Caden, which is your favorite jersey?
That's a hard one to choose. I mean, you can never go wrong with pinstripes, but I mean, I look good in all of them. So
That's the most important thing.
I'm gonna go with the all black.
All black with the Wichita State, kind of the, I don't know what that is. I guess it's script Wichita State, and we've got the tail there with the state in there.
Yeah.
Okay, Jordan, what's your choice? Which one do you look best in?
I think the one I look best in is all gray. I feel like it's a old school type of look, and it's like looks like you're a dirtbag in that thing.
Yeah.
I love it.
You don't want to be a Long Beach State dirtbag though.
Yeah, you're right.
That's right. Small D dirtbag, yes. Small D. Wichita State kind of dirtbag. I think the last time I was over here talking to Lauren Hibbs, he was not sure how the jersey was going to be selected, because I think they've done it different ways. For years, I think it was the starting pitcher got to select the jersey. Have we come to a resolution? Do you know what jersey you'll be wearing on Friday?
Yes, we're going to be wearing black on black. And
I like that one.
not sure which black jersey it is, but I know we're bringing both of the black jerseys. And then Saturday we'll be wearing all gray. And then Sunday we'll wear all black again.
All black and all gray for the road trip.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Walk-up song. Jordan Rogers, what's your walk-up song?
Mine is Regulate by Warren G. It's kind of a old school rap song. It just puts me in the right right space of mind.
Okay.
Get me ready.
Caden, I guess what do they call it? An introductory song or a walkout song for a pitcher?
Yeah, I think it's a walkout song. Yeah, walkout song. Mine is Public Service Announcement by Jay-Z. It's a rap song, but I mean, I just like the introduction, and by the time I get on the mound and start my wind-up and whatnot, the beat drops in. It makes me feel good, like I'm throwing hard or something. But
Who's got the best walk-up song on this team? One that you wish you had thought of first.
That's tough.
I mean, I like mine. I don't know if Rob's changed his or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, yours
that's a tough
yours is
question.
pretty good.
Yeah, I like mine.
If I was a hitter, I'd go with yours. Yours does sound nice. So
Who's got the worst? Who's got the song that you just don't understand?
I'm gonna go with Minor. I'm gonna go with Jace Minor.
It's probably going to be Mauricio Mayan this year.
Oh yeah.
He's a big fan of Bad Bunny.
Oh god.
And,
I didn't even
yeah.
know that was.
Yeah.
I'll go with Mo then. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mo.
Unanimous,
Just
all right.
be ready for that one.
Okay, all right. We'll be on the lookout. Say one nice thing about one of your coaches here at Wichita State. Caden, I'll let you start.
Hibbs really cares about us, and I find that to help me relax while I'm at the field. I mean, I know that he does it out of love, and he also does it out of the fact that he wants to win, and so he gets everyone on the same page, and it's relaxing.
Jordan, your turn.
I'd say I have nothing but respect for every single coach we have. They all push us to be the best version of ourselves, and I'm extremely thankful for that. And obviously, we all know it's been a different type of year, difficult, but without those guys, it'll be very difficult to keep going. But they've made us feel welcomed, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Hi, this is Rick Muma, president of Wichita State University. Check out the latest episode of the Forward Together podcast. Each episode, I sit down with different guests from Shocker Nation to celebrate the vision and mission of Wichita State University. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Great insight as always. Thanks for listening to the Roundhouse podcast, courtesy of Wichita State University Strategic Communications. We encourage you to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can always find more Roundhouse content at GoShockers.com.
And they let him pass it up court, and then it gets picked off. A long three by Pangos, no good. 1 second, it's over. It is over, and Wichita State has beaten the #1 team in the nation to go to the Sweet 16. Go crazy, Wichita. I know you are.